Welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Sivuisil and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are most welcome. Please subscribe, click on the red button, and welcome to the family. I hope you will enjoy your stay here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, share my video on your WhatsApp status, share my video with your friends, share my videos with your colleagues. I really appreciate that. And if you are returning, thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate your sharing of my videos. It means so much to me. Thank you. So today, by the title of the video, I hope you will learn something, especially if you... I just had to close my door. I hope you will learn something, especially if you are a first-time mom with a child in primary school. So I'm just going to share how my journey was. My daughter was doing grade 1 last year. I'll see if I'll be able to just give a probably tips, or give you like my... oh gosh guys, I'm sorry, I'm sweating. Just to share my experience and my journey, and what I wish I knew, and how I would have done things differently if I had an opportunity, like all those things. So firstly, I will start with the journey when she was in grade R and moving to grade 1. So from grade R to grade 1. So with the Department of Education system works in a way that you need to apply online. This is in the Western Province. I think Johannesburg has the same system, of which it can be frustrating for clients. It can be frustrating for parents, because most of the time there's so many kids that are not placed, and we were also one of those people that we were not placed into a school. I think I applied about 6, if not more, schools around the area where I work in, and that is where Zion's daycare was. So because of I work in the area, and it makes sense to have my child go closer to where I work for traveling purposes. Okay, so we applied to 6 schools, and all 6 schools declined us. And for me, it was really frustrating, because Zion's preschool is right opposite the primary school that I wanted her to go into. And then she was declined. So that stage, I'm going to see if I can break it down in how we tackled that issue. So when we got a decline, the next step was to appeal to... I chose 2 schools which I'm going to appeal with. So I appealed. I wrote an appeal letter to those 2 schools, and I requested that my daughter has to go into that school, and my reasons why she had to go into that school. And I requested that she gets placed into the waiting list. And during all this period of time, I have to tell you that I was not as calm as I am today when I'm chatting about it. During that time, it was the most exhausting and frustrating period, because we needed her to be placed in that specific either between those 2 schools that we chose. And we submitted the appeal, and the appeal came back, and one school placed her on the waiting list, and the other school said there's no space. Like there was just... she was not placed in a waiting list, and the schools closed. Fast forward, the schools closed for the term. I think it was the September term, and we phoned again, and I said to my husband, you know what, I'm not getting through to these people. Can you deal with them while I'm handling the school where she's on the waiting list? So there was communication, myself and the admission clerk. I was constantly sending emails, constantly checking in on the one school, and my husband was on the other school, checking in, phoning in. Basically, like we were the most annoying parents ever. But then I told myself, you know what, if it has to take me to annoy you guys for my daughter to get in, then I'm going to carry on. So we did that, and then eventually she was placed on the waiting list of the other school. So we're placed on 2 schools on the waiting list. Eventually, that's how we managed to get the school that we wanted. It was through persistence. It was through asking the right questions. It was through making sure that we meet the requirements of the application, because also location plays a huge role, of which I think there's rules with regards to location, where you live and the school. So for us, we were placed like at the bottom of the queue, because the only reason that they would consider us is because we work in the area. And sometimes we choose schools because of facilities that they offer, and you want the best education for your child. But at the same time, I do understand that the pressure that the schools get in terms of numbers, because remember, if we're not taking our kids in the local schools that where we live in terms of capacity, obviously those schools are going to be full in capacity if they're going to first consider everyone else. But having that said, yeah, it's such a tricky sensitive thing to navigate when it comes to the rules and how much the school can take, and have the applicant meet the requirements that were put out. So it was just one of those things that I told myself, you know what, I meet all the requirements, so I'm not going to stop until I get a valid reason why she's not placed. Where she applied for grade R and she was not accepted, she applied for grade 1 and she's not accepted, and her preschool is right opposite the school. So I needed like a lot of valid reasons why she wouldn't be accepted. Fast forward, grade 1, we enter, we are within. My goodness, this is one thing you need to prepare. Is it's a lot. It's a lot in what way? It's a lot in settling in, and also the amount of information that gets filtered down by the school. It is extremely hectic. There was so much communication to a point that you even forget for the amount of communication that you'll be getting from the school. They're constantly sending communication, and you might miss 1 or 2 emails which are important. So for that, you can maybe bring in your partner in and say, you know what, you handle the specific app. There's an app called D6. Yeah, D6. That app, I almost lost it with that, because every hour there would be an update. I think it's a national app, I'm not sure, but most schools are listed on the D6 app. I crashed over that app, I don't want to lie. There was information. There was one time where I arrived late to school because I thought that specific day the school was starting at a specific time, and I was wrong and we were late. Hey, it was a mess. So just try and get as much support as possible. I got my husband to download the app. I got my my in-laws, Zion's grandmother and grandfather, to download the app. So everyone for those past couple of 6 months knew exactly how the app works. So if you know, don't be shy to ask for help. Get your family members, get your mom, get your granny, get your husband to download the app, or add one of them into the WhatsApp group, if there is a WhatsApp group, so that you know that if information does not get through to you, someone else in the house or someone else in the family has information, so has the same information. So that will help you a lot. So as soon as oh, there's a plane passing. As soon as I allocated my husband and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law to say, listen, please download this app, in terms of information, that was settled. In terms of uniform, this one is such a big one, because what I would advise is, when you get the when you get the list from the school of the timetable, of which it always comes at a later stage. Like you will always first get the list of the uniform, but then the actual timetable, how the schedule is, that only happens when the school's open. So what I would suggest to do in my case, I bought Zion a lot of uniform and less of sportswear, and that was the biggest momish for me, because she has sports 3 times a week, and 3 or 4 times a week, and then so basically what I could have done was buy her a formal uniform, buy her probably 2 instead of 5, because I bought her 5. Buy her 2 set of formal uniform, and buy her 1 set of sportswear. So what I did, I bought her 5 and I bought her 1 set of sports uniform, and that is the most uniform that they wear. So what I would suggest, so maybe what you can do is just put the money into a savings, and then just buy the uniform that just the minimum uniform. Then as soon as you get that, according to the schedule, according to the timetable of the school, or according to their timetable. So that one for me, because now I had to go and buy her more sports uniform, and now she's outgrowing the 5 set of formal uniform that I bought that she hardly wears. So for me, that was another learning experience. And also what else was there? Yes, so you can find out if the school has a second-hand shop. That helps a lot, because there's certain items during the year that you just don't feel like purchasing, or you just want extras. Like for me, I bought her a lot of sportswear from the second-hand shop, and the price is ridiculously affordable. Another one is endless birthday parties. You're going to be getting a lot of birthday parties. I think there should be a budget for that, guys, because it's a lot. So yeah, just be ready that you're gonna be having a lot of birthday invite. And having that said, if you're a person who's not a social person, who is if you're not social and you just don't like being in spaces where you're going to be forced to have conversation, I'm telling you now that your child is going to force you to be in spaces where you be like, no man, I cannot believe I'm here. So just be ready for that. Have a budget for that, because it's coming. You can have one birthday every month, which is, it's exhausting at the same time. So prepare for that. What else? Also, parents meeting. It's a lot, guys, especially for grade 1. I don't know this year how it's going to look. I hope it's nothing as hectic as what I've experienced last year. You get meetings after meetings after meetings, just to be informed on the first. You're gonna have to, guys, it's a lot of meetings. Prepare for that. Sometimes they're in the evening, sometimes you get, but it's not long dragging meetings, but it's just that if you're a working parent, you just need to prepare yourself that you're going to be attending a lot of meetings. So prepare yourself for that. And ask me any questions in the comment section. I'll see what I can be able to answer. So you can just send me whatever questions you have. And another one that's very important, to be involved. Sign up for whatever volunteer work the school has, because that plays such an important role also to your child, because they can see that, oh, mom is involved, and it makes them proud as well, just to see you in the school contributing in whatever way that you can. And this it really doesn't even take a whole day thing. You can volunteer whatever skills that they're looking for, whether it's a gardening project, or whether it's a cleaning project, whether it is a a writing project, where whatever project that the schools may ask a parent to be involved in, don't be shy to raise your hand up. It does a lot for our kids. It shows them that we are involved, and also just for them to see us in those spaces. So just be aware of that, and not be and don't be shy. If you are shy, just do it for them. Just show up for them, so that they can see that, they can show their friends that, listen, this is my mom here. So it just it boosts their confidence. Sure, please do get involved. And I want another tip with stationery. Make sure that you try and order the stationery with the school. The reason why I'm saying this, grade 1, guys, it is hectic. I don't think you want to be going around buying stationery for grade 1, and especially if it's your first time in grade 1, you want your child to have everything perfect, in terms of you are buying the right items that is requested. So try and order from the school if they do offer that service. It will minimize a lot of stress for you. So stationery wise, don't even stress yourself, just order from the school. And yeah, that's what I did last year, grade 1. This year I thought, you know what, let me just be brave and not order from the school, because I thought it was ridiculously expensive. And I'm fine. I did it last year. I was comfortable. I prepped for it. But this year I was like, I know, I'm experienced. I know exactly what they need. So I took the list and I went and I bought my own stationery, and it worked out extremely, extremely cheap. But for grade 1, I wouldn't advise that. So yes, thank you for watching.